Hi everyone. Our subject today is the Muslims' division. So, addressing Muhammad and everybody, in the Quran, God said in Surah 30, verses 31 and 32, be not among those who join God with Allah, those who split up their religion and become sects, each party rejoicing in that which is with itself. And in Surah 6, verse 159, as for those who divide their religion and break up into sects, thou hast no part in them, in the least their affair is with Allah. He will in the end tell them the truth of all that they did. In brief, God is warning and telling the believers and telling Muhammad not to divide, not to become sects, not to split, keep together. The togetherness is can make force, as we know. Force is in union, and so on. Couple of more verses warning Muslim believers not to divide their religion and lose their strength. Despite all, Muslims did just that. First thing after Muhammad died, they even left him on the deathbed to argue who will run and rule after him, which is insulting and degrading. Some expected Ali to succeed Muhammad, but in this mess, Abu Bakr was chosen, and the bitterness invaded hearts and minds of most of the companions. And sects started to form slowly but surely. 30 months Abu Bakr ruled and power transferred to Omar, then Osman at 65 appointed successor, leaving Ali at 32 out of the picture, while once again expectations were high to be the next leader and many followers and supporters had high hopes as well. Finally, Osman died. Ali was called upon to succeed, something he refused in the beginning, but duty call obliged him. And then came the role of Muawiyah, and the clash became so fierce and public. The major strife occurred. Dispute, disagreement, and division led to battles, to killing of the Prophet's family members. Several sects generated from this, still active and showing today. It seems like a wrath. The 3 or 4 caliphs were murdered, assassinated. Hundreds of thousands thereafter, millions nowadays, and still counting. Consequently, tens of sects born to disagree, argue, insult, and slander one another, and interkilling expands between the two major sects, Sunni and Shia, forgetting that they are Muslims first and foremost, believe in the same God, same Prophet, and same book. How can they fight and kill each other as they read the same Quran? But I wonder if they stop at the verses that I cited in the beginning and think for a second what they do. Or verse 10 in Surah 49, which says, The believers are but a single brotherhood. So make peace and reconciliation between your two contending brothers. Even more explicitly in the verse before this, that is number 9, if two parties among the believers quarrel, make peace between them. But if one transgresses beyond bounds against the other, then fight against the one that transgresses until it complies with the command of Allah. But if it complies, then make peace between them with justice and be fair. For Allah loves those who are fair and just. Now, do they actually read, or have they ever read these verses or even read the Quran at all? Or are their hearts locked up by them? According to all the verses we cited here, I personally dare to say that the majority of Muslims, those who behave in contradiction to Quran, are not worthy of beholding the appellation of being Muslim. That is, and maybe are not worthy, and maybe they fake, maybe they fake their faith altogether. But God knows best, of course. It's my opinion. But it's outrageous to see almost 2 billion Muslims worldwide so diverted, so astray, and above all, ignoring their book, their religion, and their God. Forget about faith and religion for a second. What about human values, human principles, human relation, and kinship of blood? Do we have a heart? Do we have feelings? Do we have respect and appreciation for life? Worst of all, Muslim factions exchange slandering dua, insults in prayers made to measure adhans and rituals, forgetting the preaching of Muhammad and the commands and guidance of Allah. Abandoning the Quran to replace it by human written and composed books, pretend to transmit Muhammad's saying, often disagreeing with the Quran itself. The words of God, inventing thus a new religion, a hate religion. Finally, I cite here repetitive remarks made by Western converts saying, each was saying as a state of mind, thank God we knew Islam before knowing Muslims. It's a very strong remark. It's a very important remark to reflect upon. That is because they had an honest approach to read and understand the book that came from heaven. Worthwhile appreciation. Thank you.